Want to make a hit and don't know where to start? Hit up Volunteer Sounds and work with some of the best engineers in the city. We have multiple industry quality rooms, auto-tune, Pro Tools, and state-of-the-art equipment available non-stop all day, every day. Tired of going to YouTube and sounding like everybody else? Come to Volunteer Sounds and get a custom beat from one of our producers. And the best part, all genres are welcome. You need artist consulting, a space to record your podcast or create content, mixing, mastering? Come see us at 8900 Stony Lane or give us a call at 865-579-0600. Volunteer Sounds, the sound of the city.
Yo, 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 yo. This your main man, MrMack up in here. Volunteer Sounds, Mac in 101. And I am with my guy, YKi Fully.
Yeah. You know it.
What's
What it
up,
do,
my
Mac?
dude?
What's good with you?
Man, I'm coolin', man. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Man, I'm living. Feels good to be in the Ville. 865 shit.
Right. Home.
Yeah.
For
sure.
those that don't know, you reside in the Ville, in Nashville, that Ville, Cashville.
Yeah, Cashville has been home last 10 plus years, but definitely I would have never ever thought to even move there or pursue, music, even going there, had it not been for Knoxville.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, YKi, growing up here, how was life growing up in Knoxville? And
Shit,
what side? Where you from? What side
Man,
area?
so I grew up on the west side from like Middlebrook, where old Middlebrook is at, where the water's that way, back towards like Cedar Bluff. But man, hooping, basketball was the avenue where I guess I got to see both sides of town. So even though I went to school on the west side, when it came to hooping and AAU and all that stuff, it's like that's how I met all my homies and friends that stay out east. And so my life as a child was just like hooping in middle school, high school. That's when the homies, I would say, had the gear to record and rap. It's like my brothers and my cousins and stuff, uncles, I had been around people who was rapping, but it's like as far as being able to record and put music on CDs or put it out to people, it was like that started around middle school. Man, big up Cousin C.
Yep.
Cousin C was the one that I would say gave me a shot and an opportunity, and definitely was fucking with me on allowing me to record the type of songs and stuff that I wanted to do.
Got you.
So just sticking around there, being cool. We went to high school together and shit. And so after high school, just stayed with the music, kept doing it. And man, eventually it was just like somebody was like, yo, I think you should move here and try to work on a sound. So that's what I did. Got to Nashville. First couple months, linked up with, shout out to my homeboy Pegas from 865 from Knoxville, Jimmy Pegas. Got down to Nashville, linked up with him, and he linked me with a gang of different musicians, drummers, bass players. It's like most artists or rappers hang out at clubs. Man, I was hanging out in sheds where shedding is what they call when they just get together and play. Just jamming. So I'm hanging out at stuff like that, meeting photographers, videographers, just seeing how the music is produced way before it gets to the studio and the artists. I was around a lot of that. And being around that, ended up picking up the camera, started touring with a couple of bands in different genres, had nothing to do with rap, but got to go see the road and tour. And when I came back, that's when I was like, oh man, this is what I'm going to do for show. So.
Got you. So you're not just a rapper.
No, I'm a creative.
You're a musician, sounds like.
Yeah, a musician.
Yeah.
Musician, creative. Man, I do. I like to. For me, it's all about vibe. I'm into nostalgia. I like nostalgic.
Like old shit.
Yeah, shit. So, and I say that's what I feel like. That's what Knoxville has to offer. If we talking, the state, the whole state. It's like, man, I done been out to Memphis. I'm in Nashville, and it's like the scenery's different here. It's a lot of nostalgic. We got, man, the water and the trees and the mountains. So when you sipping and smoking Here, you don't even gotta have a mansion or be in a big crib to have the aesthetic, visually
Real
to
shit.
feel like, man, I'm a boss
Yeah,
type shit. I feel like that's all around Knoxville.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get how you say that. Yeah.
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 So yeah, man, I feel like that's what I be chasing that. It's like I be searching for songs or music or images and visuals and just energy that kind of just keeps that. I say my favorite nostalgic moment is the summers when the sun has set and you've been kicking it all day, and then somebody hits you up like, "Hey, what we getting into?" And it's
About-
like, "Dang, I
about
don't."
5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
So just that until Knoxville's a college town.
Yeah.
So it's like, depending on what circle or if you're in college or whatnot, that kind of tell you if you know what's going on, in the city. So, man, I've been seeing the push here in Knoxville,
Right.
and so being in Nashville right now, there's a lot of and my face card is extra good in Nashville. So a lot of people know me as Mario Dion.
Yeah.
So as far as the community goes in the city of Nashville, man, I got a brotherhood of some gentlemen. I'm not even gonna name drop because I'm not, on that. But the brothers that mentored me and took me in and has been walking with me there in the city, man, have done a lot of work from adults to college kids, even to the youth. And so looking back here and seeing, okay, how can I bring back what I've journeyed out, to get, because I didn't even know I had what I had until it's like when I came back here, I think it was 2021 when I started coming through here and recording every day with J Boog and Draso and Jay.
Yeah.
And it was like just seeing like, cause see, I didn't have that in Nashville because I'm not from there. So I don't have, it ain't like I could, oh, that's so-and-so cousin or he can just whoop to whoop. Everything I was doing in Nashville was, I had to book it. I had to pay.
Right.
If I needed beats, I'm paying. Studio session, I'm paying. Photographers, I'm paying. Video, I'm paying. If I'm trying to perform on a show and get the slot, I'm paying. So ain't nothing in Nashville been handed or like, oh, looked out for. It's like I really invested in myself. And so it's like through experience, what I've learned when I came back here was like, oh man, this is the sauce at Volunteer Sound. This is really where I feel like if you're an artist, regardless of where you from, if you come through Knoxville, man, you can get your whole EPK off right here at Volunteer Sound. So in doing it the last couple of years and just, being here and working, building those relationships with those producers here, I just dropped an album that is a different sound, and that's what, has transitioned into the YKi Fully. But wanting to bring that sound back home into Knoxville because it's like this is really where this is where really home is. So it don't matter how big my network grows in Nashville, my support is here.
Support is here.
My support's here. Yeah.
And you obviously knew that. That's why you come home and do what you got to do.
Yeah, I was, and it's crazy because how I was recording here with the guys, it's how they record in Nashville, and it's crazy because recording is an art in itself. And I got into audio engineering. I started engineering, but I learned that from being here. So I had the home set up. I had set up last summer, had set up a studio, and I was just like, when I made the jump to be like, yo, I'm gonna do this is what I'm gonna do. I knew I had to pay bills, but I was like, man, what could I do with these two hands where I was like, I can make some bread like right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it's hella artists where I'm at. So I started recording artists. And the thing I learned that artists don't know is a lot of you artists, y'all already know how to record yourselves. If you're paying for studio time and they got you in that booth with the box and they tell you your vocals on this knob, your music's on this knob, that's recording yourself. And so I feel like learning that part of the music, I learned how to use my vocals and start to produce more and get certain sounds. It's a art though. Like I've been making music for almost over 15 years, but I'm just now finding like the sound that feels like what I hear in my head.
Right.
So, but man, if you don't get out here and make those, just be recording and making songs, some people get it right away. Some people quit, and there's those of us who keep going. So,
Right. Right. With that being said, like with the production, how do you pick your beats? Like, what's the process? What's a YKi rap starter pack, artist starter pack?
okay, yeah.
Artist starter pack.
I say the YKi starter pack would have to be when you hear the record, if a melody or some lyrics don't come out on its own, right? Like you just start, I feel like, using your gift, if that's your gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it don't bring that out, it's like you might, if you like it, write it down, save it. But those ones that call that out, it's like you got to go ahead and load that into the session. So the ones that make me feel like I want to get started right now, that would be the first thing in the pack. And then the second thing is like the relationship you have with that producer. Like, what are the conversations y'all are having outside of music? Because whatever energy they're pouring into their music, it's got to connect in the line. If you're in this industry to make like good songs and good music, you got to have a relationship with that producer.
Real shit.
Like, it don't matter, because the producer could be A1, right? They could be the hottest producer, but y'all don't got a good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you wondering why your songs don't sound like this artist's songs. And I've seen that happen a lot too, where it's like, oh, this engineer, he be making so-and-so sound good. And it's like, nah, that'd be the magic that was captured when them two people came together. It wasn't there, in that mix or in that track or in that song. And that's okay, but I feel like sometimes that keep the game disrupted because cats don't know, they don't realize that relationship is so important with that producer, how y'all communicate while you're recording and they're engineering, or while they're making the track and you're in the room writing with the pen and paper.
Right.
It's some cats who be scared, when somebody be like, let me hear what you got. You know what I'm saying? And a cat be like, I don't know yet, I'm still. And it's like, nah, man, just, put it, because if that, you might say something that sparks the next sound or the drum pattern that this producer is going to work with, and now y'all are building together. And I say the last thing is collaboration, being able to collaborate.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
You just enlightened me on some shit, Mario. I ain't never looked at it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, YKi. Hell yeah. You just broke it down in a whole different perspective for me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I like that answer.
So, but hey, I'll say this. I'm still learning, and I'm learning from doing and working and collaborating with people who really do it.
Right.
That's, if you're an artist and you're just getting started and you want to get hot today, it's like, do it. Start today.
You can't just let up.
Yeah.
You can't. You gotta go for what you know. And like, it sounds like you had a good plan. You observed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was going on here and what was going on there, and even what you saying about you started doing your own studio, and I know for a fact you still go to other studios.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Still soaking up information.
Yeah, it's like school. It's like going to school, right? But my classes aren't English and math. My class is Pro Tools. We in Pro Tools 101 today. We in plugins. I just learned. This is crazy. As long as I've been recording, I just learned in my vocal chain, and I had the whole time I've been recording my vocals in stereo, and couldn't figure out why the playback mix and the bounce mix weren't hitting the same. And it was just learning, just being around. But when you're paying and going to sessions, an engineer, that's not something that someone knows to tell you, if you're not looking or inquiring.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I just seen, I know what the little circle and the double circle, I know it. I've always seen it because it's on the analog systems, right? Like my pops had all types of, what do you call it? The device or the box that sends the signal to the speakers.
Right. Interface.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, he had so it's like the record player, the cassette player, but he was feeding that all
receiver.
in. The receiver.
Yeah.
So like on the receiver, man, it was, we had A speakers, B speakers. I was around a lot of that equipment, music equipment and stuff growing up. So when I seen it on the computer, it's like I've always known it, but just didn't realize what it actually does.
Right.
So
Right.
I think now with the way technology and stuff is, if you're an artist and you're not recording yourself, unless you got a $10,000 budget, you're wasting time, but not in a bad way. You're not using your time wisely, because if you can record yourself, you can get through a lot of ideas and songs and just do more, I would say, for your artistry and for your career. Because not being able to record yourself, bro, I would be waiting. I'd be waiting check to check. I would,
Right.
I just couldn't imagine not being able to get the reference or just get the idea.
Just bump whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, man. Like, that's so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you serious, and I'm still talking about, for those of you just chiming in, we talking about if you're an artist, your starter kit, your starter pack, the YKi starter pack. So it's like, yeah, man, looking back at it, collaboration, building relationship, with that producer or producers,
Mm-hmm.
being honest with your energy and vibe to with the music, because sometimes we want to, it's so-and-so's homie, so we like, yeah, man, if you ain't feeling it, you ain't feeling it.
Right.
We can't be having falling outs as a city. We can't be having falling outs with one another because so-and-so not rocking with you or so-and-so, because it's a business.
Right.
It's a business, So.
Most artists don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I tell artists all the time, the quicker you understand that this is a business, that what you're doing is you're selling yourself. You're selling this product, a song, a shirt, whatever. It's for sale. Most artists are out here chasing a record deal, hoping somebody will give them some money to hope they'll change their life. It might not change your life like you think it will.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying it can't, because it is. It does do that. But most of the guys don't understand. It's a lot of hard work that comes with it. And all that money is for is to get your stuff together, to package it up and resell it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an investment. And it's good that you understand that, because YKi, most artists don't understand it. They don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, I'm doing some consulting for this artist that's in Houston right now named Notorious Bull.
Mm-hmm.
And man, the cat, he's got the bread, but I'm telling him how to do it without spending his bread. And he's listening. And he hasn't always been putting out music, but he's listening. And it's like, man, he's got a producer. He's got a producer. So when you hear his stuff, like, because he started dropping about a month ago, but he was dropping every week. And I was telling him don't, because I was like, hey, you should build your catalog up, work this single, right? But, man, he went on, he dropped, and now he's got 3 of them that have hit major playlists, and now he's going back and focusing on, okay, the 1 single, 2 single. But the thing that he is understanding is like, well, I guess on my side is, what I told him is, bro, you don't have to get your shoes dirty in this game. If you come across somebody that gives you game and they lay their jacket over the mud and they say, hey, do it this way,
you walk
do
over
it.
that
Yeah, it don't have to be in this game. It doesn't have to be a bunch of failures. For me, I took some L's, but like now knowing what I know now, they didn't have to be L's. I did a lot of not listening,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it my way.
So somebody told you before.
Yeah, somebody told me before.
Yeah.
The shout out to Mike Red. we linked at Tribe One. You remember Tribe One?
Yep.
So I got another story about Tribe One that I'm gonna tell that I feel like I shake the city up because I really got music ties here bigger than what I'm often credited for. We'll get back to that though. But Mike's the one that was like, he was doing some internship at Sony in Nashville, and he was the one that was like, you should come up here and try to find a sound. You know, that's what's going on up here. So, but segue full circle, he's also the one that linked me with, you remember the group Seventh Heaven?
Yeah.
I produced Lean Rock Snap Freeze.
Okay.
That's me.
So that was Jizzle and
Soldier,
Jamie and
Soldier,
Tapman,
yeah. Who's
Rest in
doing
peace,
big things?
Jizzle.
Tapman out here, the next Country Wayne, ain't he?
Yeah, him and Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they going crazy right now.
Super crazy. So, man, it was crazy. I was working with I was working with this photographer at this songwriting camp, and he's from Knoxville, right?
Yep.
Theo, and
Theo.
he went to AE.
Yep.
Yeah. So Theo, we in the session, right? And he's just like, we talking about, oh, do you know so and so? And he mentioned, I asked him, somehow Seven Heaven came up, bro. He went crazy in the studio. He was like, you produced Lean Right? That's you. Oh man, this dude. He's telling everybody in the studio like, this dude did Lean Rock. He's a producer. Whoop. So it's like, I remember that time. That was right around that time. That was when I had moved, because you had the single Where You From, the A65 that had the features. That was the first time the city had any big artist that was featured. And so everybody in the city at that time was trying to get the next big record.
There's a lot of action there.
There's a lot of action then. Yeah. And so we did, I made Lean Rock Snap Freeze. I probably made that beat. And they'll tell you I made it right there in the studio in front of them. Maybe 15, 20 minutes. And we sat all day, on it with it on repeat. Bro, they cut that song. And next thing you know, I feel like they was the first group from Knoxville to go open for big artists. They was opening for Soulja Boy and Constantly Atlanta. They had options and deals. So like Kumbah Fest.
We did a few shows together.
Yeah.
I did some shows with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Kumbah Fest was, I felt, for me anyway, was the thing that got me able to showcase who I was, which led to me having the option to even be thinking about leaving the city to go pursue it and do somewhere else. At that time, I was not the best producer, best rapper. There was other people in my circle and camp that was doing their thing.
Right.
So ain't wasn't nobody hating and stuff. I just wasn't my time. Wasn't my time then.
You was planting the seed.
Yeah. So, but I feel like what I'm on now in the sound and just what's going on here, there's a lot of great things I'm seeing. Being from here and being able to appreciate the people who've been doing it for a very long time and still see them cultivating the culture. Shout out to CJ McKinnon, photographer. It's like, dog, he been shooting.
Tag yourself.
So I feel like it's also a responsibility to come home and make sure it's not a story, it's a culture. It's a culture here of music, and I would advise and encourage artists, and even if you're not an artist, to leave Knoxville, because it is a college town. But you don't got to move away. Go see something else. Go see something else so that when you come back, you know what to do and how to move,
Yeah, because most don't get to move around. You definitely got to get out and see what's going on in other places, for sure. Because if you don't, you will be stuck. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. You right, college town for sure, but it's not just college. It's very slow here.
Business,
YKi.
yeah.
You know what I mean? We get everything late. We get everything last. They won't even give us they won't even legalize weed. You know what I mean? They got to take the THCA away.
Right.
But it's definitely a place you could get some motion going. You could get a fan base going.
And that's what I see. And it's not even on some like, oh, look at him now, he trying to come back. It ain't that mentality. It's like, yo, man, some really great things. It's a lot of open more, and it's almost like it's coming this way. So, what my guy, big shout out to Player G
From Memphis.
Player G, artist who I've been working. I worked when I got to Nashville. I mean, I linked with some great people. I don't working with musicians though, right? So it's like I wasn't meeting these people because I was dope. It was where I was at, where I was hanging at. So, man, Player G told me there's a wave coming, and when there's a wave coming, either you could rock with that wave or you could put your flag up, so that when that wave comes, people can see. And he said, what people will see is your island. And they going to come to your island. And either you got some cool shit on that island and they going to stay, or you got some lame shit and they going to leave.
I love that.
So I'm just coming home and putting my flag up, right? So,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm finna start doing shows. Me and Draco working on a tape. I'm going to be back on the 4th. If you rocking with Teed Up, the vibe, the energy, you want to collaborate and work, it's like, we here. You like it, stay. You don't, I'm supporting you, and I'll help you. Let me know what you need type shit. That's the type of energy, I'm on. I got my family here, so no, I'm not looking to be outside unless it's about the music. And you got to be outside if you making money with the music. People got to see you.
Yeah.
They got to see you.
Yep. Yeah. You do got to be outside a little bit, that's part of the network.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the network. So really, you down for whatever in the entertainment business?
Yeah. I would say since I've been in Nashville, and it's like, these aren't titles that I'm giving myself because I'm an artist, but it's like in Nashville, the industry's different, man. So, like, I'll say this. We should put together something where, like, because there's a lot of A&Rs here that don't know they A&Rs.
Yeah. They don't even know.
They don't even know. You don't even know what I'm talking about right now. But you the best one in the state. You the best one in the state.
Yeah.
But you don't know where to go. You don't know where to go be at.
Some of them would rather rap. They think they're a rapper.
Rapper, yeah. Some of them rather rap. So, yeah, man, A&Rs, consultants, music consultants, because the music consulting of it is like really just advice.
Right.
Really just but it's a DJ in Nashville that always talks about artists don't listen. Which is crazy. What you think about the Timberland thing with the producer? You hear about he signed to AI?
You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
I think that's the stupidest shit ever.
Yeah.
I think what the fuck, dude?
Right.
You come from hip hop. You come from that era,
right.
And it's the best you could do. I get capitalizing, but god damn, it's so much talent out here.
Right.
You can't just ride to Virginia and find another Missy or find a new Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Come on, Timbo.
So I agree, and I would say because artists don't listen, do you blame them? At that level.
I didn't look at it.
At that level that he's out, you think he has, because, hey, I've been in a session with you. Right?
Right.
When you're on, and I'm kind of not at the level, but you lock the fuck in.
Right.
We don't have time for you not to be doing. So I think it's fucked up for sure, because I'm like, nah, dog, it's just way too many cold. But it's like, yeah, that's kind of, I could understand it where it's like, he probably, how many artists you think he done tried to get a game to and they didn't listen? it don't make it okay.
No.
But
I guess what I'm trying to figure out, like, who has he gave us since Genuine them?
yeah.
Who has he even gave us to?
So I
Because
think
they don't listen. But
Yeah.
how do we know he's even tried anymore?
I think Timberland, and this is, you know, I grew up listening to in this era, but it's like to me he's like Lil Jon. They changed genres, and your drum pattern is what makes your genre.
Facts.
So if you notice, it's like you go to a certain club, you'll hear a Timberland song and didn't know Timberland had new music. Lil Jon still be produced. It's like they're doing different genres, so nothing to hip hop and R&B. Probably not since he produced for Justin Timberlake,
You right. You right. You right.
which was, you know, Virginia Neptune or Pharrell was in on that too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Who are the producers here? Who you think got them? Cause I ain't gonna stunt. We live right now, but who the producers here?
The producers, the top guys here. The top guys. My favorite producer here. He's not older, but he's younger than me, but older. He don't really produce anymore.
Yeah.
But his name is DJ Doink. He produced
Okay.
a lot of my classics. He definitely produced the Where You From.
Yeah.
If you want to go with the guys who are active right now, and I hope I don't miss anybody,
Yeah.
you got Dreso, you got Golden, you got Tuck,
Yeah. I don't work with Golden Tuck. Yep.
Cousin C,
Yeah.
J Bug,
Yeah.
Keezy on the beat, Kase, J Rich, Lex Lucchese, Dosey Do on the beat.
Yeah.
These are the guys I know right off top. I've done worked with all of them.
Yeah.
I hope I don't forget nobody, and I know I am. But those are like the guys I know. X Beats. That's the
X Beats.
X
Yeah.
Beats.
X Beats.
X Beats. That's X. I knew
Been in
I
the-
was
been in
forgetting
the
one,
game.
one of the greatest.
Been in
X
the
Beats.
game.
Yes.
Been in the game.
yes. So X Beats. Now, probably better. I had to save one of the best for last. Right now, I can't really think of anybody else. Dosey Do is one of the newest producers who's doing his thing right now. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry, but those are the guys I can name, like,
Yeah.
right off. Dre Dave. Them the guys I know.
Yeah.
They're pretty active. Other than
Yeah.
DJ Doink, the rest of them guys is pretty fucking active.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'd be dope to do a songwriting camp here.
I tried. It's just hard.
Yeah.
I tried it. I had one session.
Oh, man.
I got like
They got it. So it's like, for y'all who may not know, songwriting camps in LA and Nashville, Chicago, New York, and it could be here in Knoxville. Songwriting camps sometimes might be a day, but man, they're like 3 days, and you're locked in for. It might be. Here's why I say we can do it here at Volunteer Sound. You got 3 studios, right? So you got R&B, trap in Studio A, Studio B, street. You know, you got the street straight gangster shit. Studio C, we got producers in there. Are you able to go through Studio C to find you a beat to take to one of the rooms?
Mm-hmm.
But what you do is you run that for about, I say start on a Thursday, run it Thursday, Friday, just the evenings, Saturday all day, overnight into Sunday morning. And Sunday morning you leave, probably around 12, 1 o'clock, but then come back for a session to listen down and pick the best records and then put it out. And anything that didn't make the cut, you either just keep working on, right? Or you keep it in the catalog. But it's like that's what's going on. I'm telling you, Knoxville, that is what's going on. There are camps getting together. If that's just you and your camp, right? It's 4 rappers. Y'all got a producer. Y'all need to be having a camp where y'all lock in wherever it is y'all recording at. Spend 3 days together. Get you 3 or 4 songs, man, and put it out. Because these artists that you see, when we hear about a boss man D-Lo out of nowhere, it'd be a couple people. Oh, I remember when he was, there's artists here that are already at that level or status, but you haven't left the city yet. But if you, and I'll say this in closing, if you here and you on your camp shit and you doing your camp shit, you'll recognize camp shit when you get out of town. If not, you're just going to be at the hotel taking selfies that you out of town.
Right.
You're just going to be showing people you spending money because you didn't know who to hit up. You didn't do no research. Well, the studios I've been in, I've gone to, I will book a trip to go to a city, Mac, and I'll get on Instagram and I'll type in that city and I'll type in studios and I'll call every studio or I'll message every studio. Hey, I'm an artist. I'm going to be in town. Man, I'm looking to book 3 to 4 hours. You have an engineer, just studio talk. What's your rate? Okay, cool, man. After I finish doing that, I go ahead and book a session. And now I'm going to this city for my session, right? So now when I hit up an artist who's there, it's not, hey, where are the studios? It's, I'm at such and such. You feel me?
Definitely.
I'm at such and such. And so ain't nobody finna ask you how you knew. They
right.
just they gonna treat you like how people treat out of towners. So
good hospitality, hopefully.
Yeah, man. We definitely can make it's gonna shake. I'm telling you, this is statewide motion going on right now, and Knoxville is in the perfect position because I don't care what nobody got to say. Here's what I see. Memphis right now, they records are going #1 for all the club, trap, music, street shit. Memphis artists, they got that lane. Nashville rappers, I'm telling you right now, they are starting to make country rap songs or country songs. That's what's going on in Nashville. So in Knoxville, it's like, what's going to be our lane?
Got to get a sound identified.
So that's why I say the songwriting can't be a good idea. Those producers, even if all of them can't come, we got to do it.
A lot of the rappers don't even acknowledge they from Knoxville. That's around here.
Yeah, I changed it in my bio.
They don't even say it in their songs anymore.
Yeah.
But we're in the era where there's no anthems anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that. People ain't really repping where they from no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I think needs to come back.
Yeah.
You always.
Yeah.
That's
that's also what's going on. There's a new single in Nashville that the whole city is behind. Cashville be ballin'. Shout out Black Wizzle. He's got a single, and every
Is he singing?
Yeah.
I heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Every DJ, promoter, blog, the city is literally on some like, if you're not repping this, you're not with us.
Yeah.
But it's an anthem, and he's talking about the culture of his city.
Yeah.
And so again, something very easy Knoxville artists can do, but it's like, hey, I'm telling y'all, Knoxville, it's our time. Like,
I mean, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mario.
because the whole industry's looking at the state right now.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't matter if you've been under a rock.
Right.
The whole industry right now is focused on the city or the state of Tennessee, because you got Memphis and Nashville.
Yeah.
All Knoxville's got to do is step up there.
Yeah. And they working hard. Hardaway and Honcho going crazy.
Yeah.
They working real hard.
We gotta get them down to BMI in Nashville.
I think that's who they with.
No, I'm
believe.
saying go to the
facility. Yeah.
Because they do those mixers, and it's like they're like I was telling you last night. There are artists here who are already on the level ready. So it's be things that I know, but I'm not on that level, so I can't exercise it yet.
Yeah.
To whereas, oh hey, y'all on that level, y'all can exercise more. There's more that BMI has to offer than what we know is just registering our PRO number.
Yeah.
It's so much more.
I'm sure.
It's so much more.
Yeah. You do any other business ventures other than music?
Yeah. Does merch count?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. The merch started with one of my homeboys from Kingsport. He went to DB, started Royce Gold back in 2014. And, man, I've been pushing that line on the side, and it keeps the Royce Gold takes care of, like, when I need beats. You know what I'm saying? When I'm trying to buy beats and stuff. And you've seen me do it where it's like, hey, send the request to this. It's like, because the money that goes into that account, it's like that's what we created the merch for, was to help us to try to push the music. Because life costs, you got to have another hustle. Or not care, I don't know. Everybody's story in life is different.
Right.
For me, I needed some extra income to be able to stay in the studio and buy some beats.
So sell shit.
Yeah, so I sold the merch. And then it's also about having, I say it like it's the drug game, but it's not really the drug game, it's the business game.
Yeah, but the music business is like the drug game.
Exactly. So based on how you move your merch or sell your music, that's the equivalent to how you would be, if you was in the drug game. That's just
damn right.
Facts. So either you know how to move or you don't. Some people feel like they need a bunch of clients. I'm someone who would prefer what they call a high value offer. Yeah. I'd rather have me 2 or 3 clients. So when I was engineering, you couldn't just hit me up and book me. I was only working with 3 artists, 3 clients, because those clients I was only selling blocks of time, Mac. So like, think about the drug. I was selling blocks, not hours. And artists used to get mad. I feel like you getting old. You know why? I just need an hour. I could do 3, 4. I bet you could do 3 or 4 songs. I'm telling you, I can't mix 3 or 4 songs in an hour.
I feel the same way.
I can't do it. So I do 4-hour block, 8-hour block, 12-hour block. And you're allowed to break your blocks up, but you're going to buy the block.
Yeah.
Because, hey, what are we doing if I'm just here for an hour, bro? Like, what do you think I do for a living?
Yeah.
To think, come on, we finna get in for an hour.
I'll be cool with the hour, but trying to do 3 and 4 songs.
Yeah. So I do got a thing that's by the song. Mm-hmm. So I'll ask an artist if they're like, hey, I don't really. Well, how many songs do you have ready to record?
Yeah.
So I'll do something where it's like, let's work on this song. If we working on the song, I do a flat rate. I don't look at the time.
Yeah.
I just charge that flat rate to accompany 3 hours of my time.
So what if it takes longer than that?
I invest in that because they invested in themselves. I charge $250 a song.
Okay.
If we just gonna do, a song, I'm not gonna worry about the time. You can just pay me $250, and I'll work with you.
We think about $100 a song.
Yeah, I think it depends on your clientele. Mm-hmm. So like when I've tried to go low, I get guys who show up. Man, I can send you 60 today.
Yeah.
Hey, you think I can come through? I'm just gonna do a verse. My homie trying to do a song. We was gonna throw you something.
So what type of facility is this?
You talking about where it's happening at?
Yes.
Oh man, it could be because for me anyway, I have a mobile setup, so I could set up here in the B room, or I could set up at the crib. So I'm just talking about the business model. So for me anyway, I do know why sometimes I'll have an artist feel that way because they're like, I'm not at the studio with all the stuff. Um, but what I'm telling them is, when you come to me, you're coming for a sound. That's why you heard of me and came to me because I'm not out promoting that I'm an audio engineer. You heard somebody's shit
Yeah.
and wanted to
Work with you.
work with me.
Yeah.
So you got to know that that's what we gonna get, and this is where, man, I just dropped a whole album. I recorded it at the kitchen counter.
Right.
I mixed it at a studio where I got monitors to mix, but I cut that hoe at the house because I was comfortable there and I could smoke there and I could record at 3 a.m. and wake up at 4 and I don't gotta get I'm not getting kicked out of here.
Right. Right.
I don't gotta go.
Right.
So
Right. Do you recommend that to the bigger studios to buy the song
I think
where there's overhead?
I would because it's part of the game, and I've been so like if you were to go to a studio in Nashville and you get an engineer and you walk in, and this is like country artists. They get session players, so they book a studio time and these musicians come in and they play the tracks down, right? They might do 3 or 4 songs, but they're being paid by the song. Somebody pays for the studio time, right? Like, hey, that part's not free, but while we're in this time, how many songs are we doing? And there's like a fee for that, and
Right.
the market rate's $250. So like when you think about and that is at the base level. Like Mac, you could come to Nashville for what you do and make $250 a song regularly, just because that's base in Nashville. It's 7 days a week, 24 hours. The studios are booming. So I guess I'll say that my idea was there to do it that way because I see that's what's going on. So but it's something that I do 50 a song. Now I got some artists I'm not gonna stunt like I said, you got a relationship with your producer, your engineer. Yeah, man, I got an artist I locked in it don't matter how great I get. I'll never charge my guy more than 30.
Right.
Rock solid. I'll never charge. I don't, and me and him have an understanding, but it don't matter if you're his homie or my homie. Like, that's his rate. That's our relationship that we built. Because when I started out audio engineering, he was the only rapper and artist that come fuck with me. And I used to slick Phil away about it because they rather go pay someone else, right? Which is cool. And it sounded better, I'm not gonna lie. But at the time, it's like, y'all not really making songs that require that type of studio. Come on, man. Y'all doing main vocal, ins and outs, ad-libs. Done.
Basic rap song.
Yeah, basic rap song.
Yeah.
Plus, the engineer y'all going to ain't even doing no filter on the beat drops, stutter. They're not even doing that. I hear that as an artist. So yes, I'm gonna mix your song, but I'm also finna drop the beat right here and do this and do this.
Do you ask the artist if he wants that?
I do it.
Yeah.
Cause it's what the record is like.
Some of them don't. I've did it before and that.
Yeah.
Put it back.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Now, it's sometimes where I'll do it and it don't vibe, and I'll be asked. I'll say, "Hey, do you like that? I was trying something.
Yeah.
You want me to?" And they'll say, "Take it off."
Yeah.
Or then it's sometimes where I'll just be in the, you just be zoning, you just cooking, and you like what you think, and they like, yeah,
Yeah.
they love it.
But some of the guys they just want that bitch to go straight through.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think artists gotta understand, and rappers, musicians, whatever. For some of this shit, it is a formula to song structure.
It is.
And I listen to top 40 when I'm in the car. I'm listening to the top 40 at my radio stations on whatever is the most popular music.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna hear transitions and reverbs and delays. You're gonna hear what sound,
Yeah.
the sound, because I feel like that's what crafts the performance. And so, um, when I'm listening to the top 40, when I'm going back to my songs, I'll hear certain things where I'm like, yes, it's a regular rap song, but we gotta have this beat drop here because that's what, I thought we did the rap song to put it out there and blow.
Right.
That's why I thought we made this crunk song or this turn or this anthem was to.
Right.
If we're gonna do that, it's gotta have the elements and dynamics that big songs. Remember when cats used to have the screwed up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, YKi, man, I'm glad you came down and talked to us, man. Sound like you got a lot going on. You're very intelligent. What sign are you?
Aquarius.
Yeah. Water. Yeah.
So very like I just adapt to anything. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Man, it's an honor, blessing, and just surreal to be a kid in the city. Hear this song that everybody's, and I'm just gonna tell it how it is. When Mack's song was hot, it was a lot of fucking haters that was like, he can do it, I can do it. Why they play? Oh man, he just went down there. It was it was he, and all he did was record a song.
That's it.
And put it out. So, to see you still doing music and your platform has evolved and grew, this shit is Master P level. This is priority record level. This is for me, this is that Cash Money. It's like, this is that of Knoxville. And this is me saying this on my experience and seeing how the music game work. There is nobody else. Show me. Show me somebody who's been pushing the same line and brand that has evolved with the times.
Gotta go with the flow.
Because there's a lot of OGs in the game. Hats off. But when you see their stuff, it still looks like their production's outdated. Man, and don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on nobody. It's just I'm a realist, and I want to see us grow and hit the next level. So we might have to start having some real conversations about what is and what isn't dope.
You need a show called that. What is and what isn't dope. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, man, it's an honor to be here in your presence and just being a part of what this younger generation of Knoxville artists has created, because they're the ones keeping it alive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they're not out here, there is no heartbeat. There is no heartbeat for the city. So, and I appreciate you having me for sure. YKi Fully got an album out, YKi, WHYKi, which, later on we'll get into the story of YKi, but YKi Fully, the album is out on all platforms. Mac, man, I appreciate you having me for sure.
What are your platforms?
Right now, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music. I'm no longer rebranding, but I have rebranded from one artist name to this, and so it's easier for me to control right now with me just managing one account. So I got a Threads and an Instagram, YKi Fully, YKi .FULLY. And as it grows, the rest of them will grow. But right now, it's easy for me to manage just that one account.
Gotcha. Well, man, we appreciate you coming out. We wish you the best. Make sure y'all go check out that album and the Mac in the Morning video. You know what I'm saying? More videos to come. YKi Fully, Mac in 101.
Want to make a hit and don't know where to start? Hit up Volunteer Sounds and work with some of the best engineers in the city. We have multiple industry quality rooms, auto-tune, Pro Tools, and state-of-the-art equipment available non-stop all day, every day. Tired of going to YouTube and sounding like everybody else? Come to Volunteer Sounds and get a custom beat from one of our producers. And the best part, all genres are welcome. You need artist consulting, a space to record your podcast or create content, mixing, mastering? Come see us at 8900 Stony Lane or give us a call at 865-579-0600. Volunteer Sounds, the sound of the city.